whenever you guys are ready.
I was born ready, baby.
All right. You just want me to start with the
I reckon.
turn?
But maybe I should be like, welcome to the Sundials podcast. This is my friend Ned. And then you start, you know. Welcome to the Sundials podcast. We love Ned. This is Ned. He's my boy. Let's go.
Was that it?
I reckon that's it, man. I think we have to worry
You
too
can
much.
use that. When there's no place that I'd rather be, then there's no face that I'd rather see. I'll be running to you when you're crying out for trust and you need it to be loved, and you can't remember what went wrong, and you're mad. There's a place for us to belong. Yeah, I gotta shout out. I gotta be loud to give my message worth. And there's no patch of sand or soil or earth that's better than your humble ground. And I'll wait, yeah, I'll wait for your call. Don't hesitate, I put them all on hold for you. I put them all on hold for you. And every waking moment is my attention to it all. And when you smile, well, nothing can go wrong. And that's when I know that there's a place for us to belong.
Well, welcome back to the Sundials podcast. This episode is, I guess, a slightly folkier episode than normal. With, I guess, if the Sundials is kind of like Crosby, Stills, and Nash, he's like Neil Young. So
Cool.
he's Adelaide's Neil Young, Ned Baulderstone. Give him a round of applause at home, everyone. Ned.
Thanks, everybody.
Hell
Thanks
yeah.
a lot. Thanks for having me, Dita.
No, hell yeah, that's
a
I love
nice
that
rap.
song. That song is came out like last year sometime.
Still this year.
Oh,
Still
wow.
in the same year.
Far
I'm gonna
out.
put that out in March
Yeah, I
or
love that one.
February this year.
It's got a place for us.
It's got a place for
Got a
us.
place for us, guys.
Yeah, it was the first single,
Of your album.
and I like it.
It's
Yes.
very cool.
Yeah, I wasn't really sure. Like when you record an album, you're like, what's the single gonna be? And there was a few contenders, you know, because obviously you love all the songs.
they're all your
I was like,
babies.
I don't want to just pick one song that people are only going to hear one song. Like it is such an album of songs. I want people to hear them all.
Yeah, yeah.
But I feel like that one I've found resonates with a lot of different people.
It's
a lot
good,
of people
good dynamics.
take different things away from that song, which is nice.
Hell yeah. Yeah, that's fucking dope, man. I guess we can cuss, by the way. We're allowed to cuss. Just in case.
I'll take up cussing.
Hell yeah.
No,
Well,
they might slip out every now and then. I'm
every
glad we
so
got
often.
that sorted at the start.
Hell
It
yeah.
might have been really awkward if you had to go back and edit it, or
Yeah.
if Paddy's like hitting the mute button like every couple of seconds.
Sometimes if you post them with subtitles on like IG or TikTok, it will like automatically add little beeps.
censor.
Yeah, it's kind of fun. I think I like the beeps. You have to use your imagination.
Do you edit these podcasts much?
Oh, depends what you say. Depends what you bring up, man.
True.
Yeah, dude.
Okay,
No,
that's good to know.
I think the first or second episode we ever did, we had a bunch of stoners on, and I swear, like, you had to comb that episode just to cut the pauses out, because it was just 10-second
Just a lot
pauses
of
between. Yeah, and that was kind of fun. But
Cool.
yeah, no, man. I guess we were talking about it before the episode started, but like, I guess you have been doing music in various forms in sort of Adelaide for a little while, just sort of various projects involved with various people, and I guess currently I'd say, for me at least, looking on, your main sort of two pathways is your kind of the Neil Youngish sort of you stuff, but under your own name, Ned Baulderstone, by the way. Check him out on Tidal,
That's
not
the one.
Spotify. Fuck those guys. Yeah, no, and then you're also in the Druid Fluids at the moment, which is very cool.
Very cool.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I guess I have two wolves in me, and one is a laid-back acoustic picker, and,
Hell yeah.
one's a
Rock and roll man.
crazy psychedelic little freak.
Hell yeah.
So yeah, I'm very lucky to have two forms of expression through these kinds of music.
Yeah, for sure, man.
'Cause I don't really know what kind of fits in the middle there. That's kind of two ends of the spectrum.
1000%, man.
And I love it. I mean, you would understand.
Yeah.
Your
I think
two sort of outlets of laid back kind of folk, and with your Sundials, it's pretty full on
Yeehaw, flip and
in a
party
fun
rock.
way.
I think, to me, I mean, some people can get away with like putting out a project and then having like some really acoustic, like sad kind of music, and then having like rock music. I feel like if you had fans of one and the other one is so different, it feels a bit funny if they're releasing under the same name, in my opinion, or for me at least. Like,
Sure.
I'm Down, which is literally this, like, the song literally starts out with the line, sometimes I write songs when I'm sad, and it's about, like, it's this horny yeehaw party rock song. It's like just blues rock. But like that line, sometimes I write songs when I'm sad, came because I was writing so much just sad folk music, and
Yeah.
yeah.
You can get it. You can get a bit bored of yourself. Hey, you're just like, God, I'm such a
Yeah,
whinger.
Debbie Downer, dude.
Sometimes, yeah. I mean, I think there is something to be said about writing sad songs. I think it is somehow easier to write sadder songs.
Oh yeah, man.
And I think there comes a time where you kind of realize there's enough sad songs and sad things out there.
Yeah.
And you're like, I'm just going to work a little bit harder and try and write some happy songs, some
absolutely.
positive songs. I've only got a couple of sad songs on my record, but I just don't even really play them anymore.
Yeah, man, for sure.
But I think you've got to have sad songs on an album. You've got to have your ebbs and flows on a record.
Yeah, 1000%.
Because if you're trying to like express sort of the human experience through music,
Can't
it's
be
all
all
part of
sunshine
it.
and roses,
Can't
yeah.
be, or you're just kidding yourself.
Absolutely. Yeah,
Um,
well, that's a good place to start, because I was going to say, the way I started writing music actually was because I wasn't playing to anybody, so it was kind of a journal thing, where like if I was writing, it was sort of just how I was feeling at the time, and so you can get all sorts out of that. And then eventually I started just sharing those just by happenstance, and I think I'm glad that that's the way I write, where I don't think too hard about what I write, because when I started writing, it was purely for me. And I was wondering, as we talked about you being in the project you're in now, what's your sort of history? Like, how did you start playing music? Because you're left-handed too. And I don't know if anybody
Yes.
knows it at home, if you're left-handed at home, but it's very difficult to find another left-handed guitarist, and I'm left-handed.
Yeah.
So,
well, that was nice to kind of rock up today without too much of a plan and be able to pick up your guitar and play.
Absolutely.
Because that's something I feel like I've been robbed of is the opportunity to pass a guitar around the campfire.
Absolutely, man. Yes.
It's kind of a cliche when you're a musician that at some stage you're going to end up around a campfire
Yeah,
and be
it's
like,
real.
let me show you a thing or two on that.
Yeah.
And maybe I've saved myself from like some embarrassing moments. It's also handy when you're playing a gig and you know, it gets to like the fourth set and you finish your set. It's like, that's it, and then someone's like, oh, I'll play a song.
Yeah. And
Give
you're
me,
like, "No,
give
you
me the
can't."
guitar. I'll
Yeah,
play
yeah.
a song. And you're like, I would love for you to play a song, but
Yeah.
you can't
You
play
can't
it.
actually.
You can't play my guitar. Have a
Dude,
look.
that's
Have
real,
a look.
man. That's saved me with busking a few
Yeah.
times. Because if it's nighttime and everyone's drunk, they want to play.
Yeah.
you just say like, "Oh, I'd love it, but you can't because actually I'm
Right. You can be really nice
And
about it.
if they're real musicians, they'll be like, "Oh, damn, okay." But if they just want to like fuck
It's
with
like,
your
doesn't
shit,
matter to me.
yeah, it's like that matters to me, buddy.
Give it here. Well,
Yeah.
yeah, I guess that's a nice little loop back to your question. I started out busking when I was young. I saw this when I always kind of sang songs, and but it was really when I saw the music film Once. Have you seen that movie?
No.
Well, it's a fantastic little no budget Irish film that was about 2006. It came out, and it was meant to be like this Hollywood film with like Cillian Murphy and Irish songwriter Glenn Hansard wrote all the songs about
Cool.
a busker, and then like one of the studios pulled out. They lost all their budget. They lost Cillian Murphy, and they were just like, let's just get the songwriter to play
character,
play
yeah.
himself. So Glenn Hansard is in that film, and he plays his own songs. And the opening scene is like him just like singing his absolute heart out, like at night to like no one except one woman who's listening, and then they like develop a beautiful friendship. And I was just like, I want to do that. I want to learn how to play guitar and just like, even if it's to no one, just like absolutely sing my heart and soul out. I think probably at the time I just like really was looking for a way to express myself without really even knowing it. And it's great because it's physical and it's emotional, and so yeah, I got into playing and singing so I could learn all the songs from the Once film, and went out and started busking.
Cool.
And you learn so much when you're busking, hey.
You do, man.
And I'm so grateful for those experiences, like what to do if your amp dies and in the middle of a song, and how to like try and engage a crowd, how do you get people to listen to you, how do you like project over the sound of the street rubble, you know, like how to change your strings on the fly, all these interesting, how to like take rejection, and I think all really important things I learned from busking early on, how to like be able to, you know, put yourself out there and walk away without any cash, or it was hard work and a great place to start. And I sort of did that for a while until I was able to book other gigs, and then I kind of got a bit too comfortable and didn't really go back to busking.
Yeah.
So I admire your persistence in the busking world.
I don't know, man. For me, I took not to make this about me, but no, I guess I'm the interviewer. See, but
yeah, this is a chat.
I think I just like busking, man. I think for me, I had trouble busking during the day because I have this, even playing like pub cover gigs, I sometimes have this thing where it's like the expectation of people, and I kind of go like, oh, I just want to do what I want to do. But then, here's my thing: is I started busking at nighttime, especially because I was at the end of this tour that this guy that I met once in an open mic night in Melbourne. Shout out James McHugh, my man in Melbourne. I love you, big dog. But we're still friends. But I met this guy at an open mic night, and then we went on this tour. He just booked the tour and invited me on it, and so I used my last money to buy a cheaper guitar with a plug in it, my first ever one, and a flight to Canberra. And then for a lot of it, I was staying next to his van in a tent that I bought. It was pretty full on. I mean, when you're young, you can do that. You can just bounce back. Just having a gnarly trek. But I ended up in Brisbane, and I had $0, and I couldn't even afford a flight home, or let alone a hostel. So I'd literally just go out at nighttime and just strum away, just in a corner somewhere. And I found that you'd get drunk people just being like, oh, like hell yeah, and then they'd tip well. So I just started only busking at nighttime because I think the audience is way more there. If you're out at lunch, you're there to get a coffee and go back to work, and what you're thinking about is like, shit, I gotta fucking finish this thing by today. But when you're out at nighttime, it's like, I'm a little bit loose, I'm a bit drunk right now, I'm out with, I don't know, my friends or some girl or whatever, and I want to show her that I can throw money around. Hey, there's a guy, and you're like, what's up, big dog? And he throws money at you, and you're like, hell yeah. And that's how it goes. You get like $50, tip $50
Cool.
sometimes. Like, yes, I'll take it. But that's nighttime busking. That's my secret. And yeah, I guess more recently it's just sort of been like I was a bum sort of last year, and that was great fun. Or about a year and a half ago, but I literally was getting by it partly off of my busking money, partly off gig money. And you're right. I think for me, the more you do something, the better you get at it. And I think like just being able to kind of hit the street and be like, oh, I'm gonna go hang out on a corner and kind of practice guitar in front of people.
Yeah, you kind of build a repertoire as well because, I mean, now if I'm doing a cover gig, I'll play like 4 sets,
Yeah,
and
it's
it's
crazy,
like
man.
it's calm because I got an iPad with like 300 songs in
Yeah,
front of me. I'm
damn.
like, sweet, let's do this. But when you go out busking, obviously I didn't have that, and you sort of build your repertoire that way, right?
Yeah.
And you try and memorize. I mean,
Yeah.
busking's alright because people come and go. So
Yeah,
even like 40 minutes is music, something like that, and then you
just
move
rotate
on.
it, yeah.
So yeah, that was a very fun time. Busking around Christmas time was always nice. But yeah, haven't done that for a long time. And it's a scary thing to do. Builds your confidence.
Yeah, yes it does, hey. I think when you start something, you can have these like lofty expectations about it, but you kind of just have to be like, well, like this is just, I'm doing this thing and I'll just do this thing. And it's like, I'm not going to be like, yeah, and then after this like episode of busking, I'm going to like blow up and become like, I'm Justin Bieber too, baby, let's
Yeah.
go. But it's like, no, you just do what you do and you kind of just, you let that continue, and then you get better and, like I said, better and better at it, and then people start to sort of vibe it more and more. And like I think when I busk now, I think partly because of the Sundials and like stage presence and all that stuff, and just because I like messing around, I tend to, and it's always nighttime. I tend to like get a little crowd of like clappers and people grooving and stuff like that, and that's always like super fun.
Cool.
So people just come and jump in and just mess around with you, and it's dope. Anyhow, that's early music stuff. That's being a beginner, vibing out on the streets and all that stuff.
Literally.
I think the first time I officially heard of you was in a band called Pink Duke.
Yeah.
And you were mentioning that we'll see about this, hypothetically, but
Yeah.
maybe in future you'll do a little bit of that, maybe?
I would love that.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Yeah, that was my first band that I put together like straight after high school.
Cool.
And literally had no idea what it was. I just knew I wanted to play in a rock band.
Hell yeah.
And I sort of reconnected with an old friend, Steve, who was a drummer.
Nice.
Fantastic drummer. And we were kind of a bit of a duo. And then we were like both kind of into like Lime Cordial and
cool.
and Ocean Alley, that sort of thing. We thought that was going to be the way to go. And then started writing songs with another old friend, Harry, and then we sort of got into like psychedelics.
Hell yes.
And then it all just kind of changed from there. The kind of music we were listening to got really into like Velvet Underground and
Nice.
Pink Floyd and Brian Jonestown Massacre, that sort of stuff. And I guess the influence changed. And yeah, and that just affected the kind of music we wanted to make.
Paddy, do you want the last bit? Do you want any more of this? Sure. Okay, you can have some. Hell yeah. Yeah, man, that's...
And that was so much fun, and that was just a way for me to get crazy. I suppose I always was really into performance when I was young and did a lot of kind of amateur theatre, and I thought I was going to be in the theatre world.
Hell yeah.
Thought I was going to be a music theatre performer, and yeah, then I got into rock and roll. I think like The Who's Tommy and Pink Floyd's The Wall were like a nice meeting point of like theatre rock in a way, or like conceptual rock and roll, writing music from character perspective and performing as a character. So that was the very early sort of what I was kind of going for in that band. And yeah, we ended up putting out 5 songs I'm very proud of. They're out there, and kind of disbanded. Yeah, check them out. Pink Duke, Dandelion Crown EP, Denialism single. Worked with Lewis Wannenberg at Wannenberg Studio.
Cool, hell yeah.
Which was amazing, and did a really fantastic launch at the Queen's Theatre, which I love that place.
Yeah.
And then that band kind of disbanded, and pretty soon after I was asked to join Druids, and I was like, cool, this is fantastic. I love this band. They were like you know, they were kind of like where I wanted to be with my band when I was first going to gigs, and then I ended up being in that band.
That's funny, man.
So absolutely wild. Yeah, and then I guess along the way, we did the album launch and we did a fantastic tour and we toured Europe and all of
Yeah, that sounds cool
that
as hell,
stuff, and it was
man.
so much fun. But I didn't play on the album and I didn't write the songs, and I had so many songs that never really fit in the Pink Duke world, which was all very kind of character and based and psychedelic and theatrical and conceptual. I had all these more personal songs that I wanted to do something about, and ended up recording my album, where the idea was to be as authentic as possible, to try and strip away like any of the sort of facade character performance thing. Because I think I found it easier to kind of get on stage with a persona, but it's a lot harder to get on stage and be like, this is me.
Just
And
be
I mean, there's
you,
always an
yeah.
element of persona because you've got to act confident and
Yeah,
and like you on the stage, you got to have stage presence, and I guess that comes with your kind of stage persona. But I wanted to see like how raw I could make it. So I made a very raw album with lots of fantastic players, and
it's a
some of the
dope
songs I
album.
had for years. Some of the songs were very new, but I just booked some time up in Baulderstone Records with Tom Spall in where is he? Up near Uradler. Summer. It's very confusing here because you've got
There's a
you've got
couple different
Somerton,
ones, yeah.
and Summertown Studios is in Somerton, and then you've got Summertown,
Yeah.
and there is a studio
Yeah,
up there that I
yeah.
recorded. So it gets very confusing when I say I recorded at a studio in Summertown. People go, Summertown Studios? It's like,
Yeah, yeah.
no.
No.
That Summertown Studios is in Somerton.
Yeah.
But yeah, I recorded up there. So in like the July of 2024. And then I went on a big Europe tour,
That's
and
dope.
it got mixed while I was away, and then I came back and put it out in February.
Dope. Yeah, I feel like it's been a short year, but it's been a long year.
It's been so much that's happened in this
Yeah,
year.
yeah.
Put out the album and did a little tour, and yeah, it's been a thing. Got some vinyl made up.
Yeah, that's
Just
dope, man.
Such a dream, but now they're kind of stressing me out because I'm sitting in my house. And I'm
No,
like,
I think that's kind of I guess we'll say smaller musician kind of thing, isn't it? You get like vinyls made or CDs made, and then like you end up just sitting on a bunch of them, and it's like, damn, that's like.
Yeah.
Have you seen that Llewyn Davis inside Llewyn Davis?
Yeah,
that's like
yeah.
a bit in that movie. It's like they always have their LPs. They're just
Yeah.
carrying boxes of LPs around.
True. Yeah.
That's
well,
yeah.
I'm terrible with that because I'll be like, I've got all these records, I need to sell them. I need to make some money to sell, and then I'll like play like an awesome gig, and I'll be like, forgot my records.
Yeah. Well, my dad was shirts, man.
Yeah.
I think I ended up leaving the last run of Sundials t-shirts at the Crown Anchor
Right.
finale thing, and they just trapped in the Cranker now, I guess.
They've demolished it
Yeah,
along
yeah.
with your shirts.
That's
Yeah, and then
right.
people kind of come up to you and they're like, "Oh, I want to buy a record," and it's like, "Look, I'll get them to you. Just
Yeah.
like give me your details." And
Yeah,
like the
yeah.
next day they come down, and that was just something that I should have done in the moment. But
yeah.
that's okay. I'm very proud of it, but I'm already really looking forward to doing the next thing,
The next one, yeah.
because I don't know, I recorded this in over a year ago now, and I feel like since touring the songs and since writing new songs, I feel like I already want to put out something that's more representational of where I'm at now.
For sure,
This was a
man.
fantastic representation of my first sort of solo endeavor, trying to be very authentic, very raw, get into the studio, teach the songs to the players in the room,
Wow.
record them,
Damn.
press it to vinyl.
It sounds dope, man.
Yeah, it's cool. It's very old school.
Yeah.
But then you get out and you play them live, and I'm like, this is too low. This is too low to be singing live.
Interesting.
It worked when I was in the studio, or like
Yeah.
this song's too short
Oh,
to
I
sing
get that.
live, or like this part now we play it with some different hits, or it just feels better. And I think it is so important to workshop songs in a live sense. And I've
Yeah,
always been
yeah.
about doing that, but I don't know. I just didn't do it with the first album, and that's just one of the many things I've learned
Yeah, no,
about
definitely.
doing that record.
Funnily enough, like the Sundials' first lot of recordings, we definitely had it where some of the songs were like from Toby and my first band, and they were like set in stone, and that's cool. But then there are some songs that were like written sometime within the month that we recorded, and I feel like those ones, it's like we should have given them a little bit of more time in the oven or whatever to sort of, to churn, to be like, oh, why don't we should have added this here, we should have, when we play it now, we do it like that, we should have just waited until we knew that before we recorded them, I guess, that said, sometimes, like Paranoid, I'm pretty sure what Black Sabbath literally was like, they wrote it on the day or something.
Yeah.
So there are
Yeah,
those.
that was the idea, was to just try and capture some authentic magic, because I think you can definitely, there's something to be said about over rehearsing, I think, in a way that you get tired of playing the same song, and then maybe you don't have that kind of spontaneous energy. And I wanted to capture like a sort of spontaneous, fresh energy that you feel when you play a song for the first time with a band, and it's like, wow, this sounds great. We sound
bumps,
good.
yeah.
And then you record that, and you capture it like that. So there is definitely a bit of that. And some of my favorite moments on the album were like unplanned, or kind of almost like a mistake that we got into and then got our way out of, and then went with that take.
Yeah,
if you know what I mean. Like the end of Place for us, like we were just meant to finish on the A, kind of how I did today. But I think Lewis just kept playing the drum part into the next thing, and we just like held the A chord, and like you hear it in the end of the track, it's just like we just look at each other and it's like, what's going on? And then we just finished it in the most random spot, and then we tried to play it live. We're like, what did we even do that day?
That's cool. I gotta listen for that.
Yeah, but it's like one of my favorite parts, because it's surprising, because I mean, we were surprised that it was happening.
Yeah, that's funny. I think I remember, Paddy, in that first lot of recordings that we had done in the Sundials, like that soundcheck jam song, it wasn't like on the day, we just kind of jammed it and then it kind of sped up. Or I was like, that wasn't, something in that wasn't planned, then it just became cool as hell, and it was like, shit, we need to do that. We need to start doing that live now. I can't remember. There was something in, I think it was that one, because there's like 2 or 3 songs that we released that are basically live from that session. I think that's the first song, and then there's another one later. But speaking of rock and roll bands, you on like, so first of all, when he turned up today, he was quite tired, because he played like 6 gigs in like the last 4 days.
Yeah.
And one of them was the big festival, Space Jams, that happened down the way a bit.
Fantastic.
Tell us about that, because that sounds like it was cool as hell.
Space Jams was great. It was in Inman Valley, and about an hour down south from here.
Hell yeah.
And Druids, I was really excited for this one, actually, because a bit of a hero of mine, Mr. Waddy Thompson.
Yeah, you mentioned him.
And his Total Fire band were playing. I'm repping his merch today.
Wow.
Isn't that cool? There he is as a kookaburra.
Oh my goodness.
With little Maiten. Was playing this festival. I saw Waddy at a festival in Victoria called Boogie, and then I saw him again in Meredith Festival. And I mean, I said it in my post, but I wouldn't have put out my album if I didn't see him. It's crazy when something like that happens, but his album was just so authentic, and just covers so many themes and topics, and just really important messages. And it really inspired me to just write songs and put out an album that had clear, instructional sort of messages, how to live a better life.
Yeah, for sure.
So all of his songs just have a very clear focal point and meaning, but it's all very authentic to him. And yeah, his self-titled record just absolutely changed the way I thought about music, and the kind of mark that I wanted to put on I guess my own career, and the kind of music that I want to put out there. So I actually bumped into him. I went and saw the Drones play, which is another one of my favorite Aussie bands. Gareth Lydiard from Tropical Foxstorm and the Drones. They had a reunion gig, and I bumped into Waddy there, and it turned out he'd listened to my album, and
that's dope, dude.
So that was fantastic. And we got chatting, and then he was like, I'm actually playing this festival in October called Space Jams in SA, and this was before it had been announced. I was like, I'm playing too. I'm playing with Druids.
Hell yeah.
So we'll reunite there, and we did.
That's mad.
And he played the most beautiful set, and then we played after him and closed out the night, sort of thing.
That's
on the beautiful natural amphitheater stage.
Yeah, yeah.
And absolutely bonkers Druid set. The Waddy set was beautiful. Ella Eon played a beautiful set. So this fantastic band called Soulbird that I hadn't seen before. Do you know those guys?
No, I don't think so.
No, I think they've been around for a little bit, but played a really excellent set. So I'm
Cool
really
name.
keen to put a gig together with those guys.
Sure.
King of Spain played last. They were a lot of fun. But it was just like your wholesome grassroots festival
Yeah,
done
yeah.
right.
Yeah,
I
I
think
love
they've had a
those.
bit of backing this time with General Admission, who do beer and barbecue, and who are putting on this country fest this Sunday, which
Yeah,
we'll talk
yeah.
more about in a bit. But it was just really nice. It was a really refreshing thing to do, like, and to be able to enjoy it as a punter as well was just great. Just went during the day, and all of that, and camped overnight, and
That's dope.
got to chat with Waddy, and he got to see Druids, and all of my friends got to see Waddy, because it's sort of like I saw this guy Waddy Thompson and his band, and I came back to Adelaide. I was like, Waddy Thompson, I love this music,
Yeah,
and like
yeah.
nobody knew him, but they do now because he played this beautiful festival. He played at Beer and Barbecue Fest last year, I think, which is cool. It's just not the vibe for that.
Yeah,
for his
for sure.
kind of music, like this was the vibe. It was the kind of young hippies and in an outdoor sense, just having a great time.
That's cool.
So yeah, that was really special, kind of surreal as well, to be like chatting to him and
Yeah, that's exciting, man. That's very validating, I feel like. For
yeah.
him to be like, hey, I heard your album. It was good. It's like,
Yeah,
yes.
I know, it was amazing.
Well, steering towards the end of this conversation.
Sure.
I'll start with, first of all, like, one thing I wanted to mention was there's a great little community in Adelaide of, I think it's, one could say it's a problem or a positive, how kind of small the Adelaide music scene is. But on the other hand, everybody kind of knows everybody.
Yeah.
Like everyone knows someone who's in some other project or whatever the hell. And there's like poetry events that are really cool and all that stuff. Did you want to shout out any friends or mention any kind of cool things that you've been to or seen lately that are like kind of local, perhaps like, I don't know if you want to call it more underground or whatever stuff that's happening right now that you like?
Well, obviously what comes to mind is the Folk and Words Fest,
Absolutely.
which Max Levy has just platformed so many local poets
Hell yeah.
and musicians. And he, he's just done the 9th Folk and Words.
Absolutely,
with
yeah.
the 10th coming up
Yeah, yeah.
at a date to be announced, but
Cool.
I think that'll be exciting. So Max has done a great job there.
Shout out Max.
Shout out Max, and shout out to Liv Stone, who does all the posters for those
Oh,
gigs
cool.
and takes the photos. And she also did the cover of my album art,
Yeah, cool.
and has collaborated with so many local artists and musicians. And she's very humble about it. And she attends the Adelaide Central School of Art,
Cool.
which is another beautiful little community in itself. Some amazing local artists have attended there or attend there currently, including
Cool.
Aish Field, who did the Cold Wave album cover that took out the SA Music Award for
Wow.
the best album cover last
That's
year.
dope.
And Miranda Gilliam Grant, who is half of Gillian Bede in
Yes.
Irie.
Yeah, yeah.
And we were saying that's how we
Basically,
first met.
we think that's how we first met.
Was a gig with Miranda and yourself.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, that's a really beautiful little community there, is the kind of artists that lend themselves to doing music as well. Beautiful connection there. Obviously Miranda's sisters with Clara, who played on my
Absolutely. And one of my songs I haven't
album,
released yet
and
as
one,
well.
one
So.
of your songs. There you go, beautiful cellist and singer and
Shout out
guitar
Clara.
player. Shout out
Can
Clara.
we do an edit? There she is. Wow. All right.
Yeah, little underground communities. I went to a really great little thing at the Goodbank Gallery down in McLaren Vale recently.
Cool.
Do you know about this one?
No.
It's this. I think the first time I went there was to see this crazy collaboration. You know Hari, the artist, he does a lot of the black and white kind of swirl.
I've heard the name.
You'd see his stuff everywhere. Hari is his Instagram, and he basically covered a huge canvas in his kind of signature black and white patterned. And on that scale, it's quite trippy, man. And he covered the whole room in it, and he got the band No News to play in there.
Cool.
And that's like drums and synth and percussion. And I think at some stage there'll be a live concert that'll come out. But it was this little room, and they did a fantastic live set there, covered in art. But yeah, I went down there on the week before last as a bit of an open studio day that a few of my friends were a part of, including Ben and Hammond, and a few other folk put on this beautiful little moment where you could go down and just create using their resources. So the
Cool.
Good Bank Gallery is a beautiful little space.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice. There's lots of little spots going on in Adelaide. I love like everything that Interim's doing. Hari did the wall at Interim.
Oh.
Have you been to that studio?
Yes, I've seen that.
There you go.
There you go.
I knew something would pop up. He's
Yeah.
done so much.
Dope.
Yeah, I love that space. Interim space.
I like the seeing shows there. Jack, shout out Jack. He had like a launch there. It was really cool to kind of sit and see that. You know,
Did
kind of sit
the
in the
David
studios.
Caroline
Yeah.
album launch. Yeah, I
was
think
very
that
cool.
was that was maybe one of my first solo gigs was supporting David Caroline,
Oh, yeah.
which was a lot of fun. Love that band.
It's very cool.
Yes.
Well, in that case, we'll head towards the end. We'll get you to play one more song. But
Okay.
before we do, yeah, I guess this is going to come out after you do this. But you're playing a little the cowboyish thing.
Yeah, I'm playing my first country music festival
Very cool.
this Sunday at Pirate Life.
Hell yeah.
Very excited. We've got there's a bunch of bands from the US coming down.
Oh, cool.
A bunch of bands from Victoria. A few local bands. I'll be playing with a pedal steel player.
Oh, cool.
And I think my next kind of big full band gig is at the Uradler Country Fair on the
Cool.
2nd of November. So that'll be with the full band.
Dope.
Come on down.
Come on down.
It's on the back of a big truck, I think.
Wow, that's dope. That's exciting.
Very excited about that.
If my
We'll be
van
playing-
is not fucking destroyed, apparently, that's what.
Yeah,
I'm
if
getting
you're not
calls
totally
about that right
stint.
now.
Yeah,
But,
really.
Yeah, that's what they keep calling me about it. Oh no, because it's in the workshop as we speak.
Yeah.
But if my van is still alive, I'll drive up and watch you play. Or drive
Fantastic.
down, whatever direction that's in. But hell yeah,
Be
dude.
driving up. Yeah, so a few things coming up. Maybe a little shout out to the Ern Malley as well, because played about 4 gigs so far this year, and there's a couple more to come
Cool.
at that spot. Quirky little spot, but it's not so bad.
is
And the
cool,
Grace
yeah.
Emily while we're at it. So love that. Love that
Absolutely.
venue. I will drink
One of my
there till I
favourites.
die.
Yeah, for sure.
Cool, man. Thanks for chatting.
Hell yeah. So what's his next song called?
I honestly haven't thought about a second song.
Hell yeah.
So here it is. This is a song about being on tour in Europe and
Wow.
missing home a little bit, and sort of the irony of wanting to tour your whole life and then being on tour and wanting to be home.
Yep. That's real.
You know, come on home to my sweetheart. It's a funny thing. Sweet. So this is If I Didn't Know You. You ever listen to Josh Pike? You know Josh Pike, Aussie.
I heard the name.
He did like Middle of the Hill way back in that. When I was a kid, I grew up in a house. It was like a chart topper in like 2008 or something.
I only know about 1970s music.
Yeah, it's a bit like that. Well, he's a great Aussie songwriter, and I was listening to a lot of him in Europe, and he does this thing where he just fits so many words into a phrase, and I wanted to try and do that, but then I go to play it, I'm like, so we'll try one more time.
Yeah. Just not me in as well.
Tried to call you, but you'd gone to sleep. I'm on the other side of the world, so it's understandable you let your phone go dead. I can't wait until you wake to tell you about the show I played and the place I stayed and the view I have from my bedroom window Coffee and a biscuit is my morning comfort, and somehow all I need until the complimentary meal. I pray I'll be provided, and if I didn't know you, at night I wouldn't need to hold my pillow, and life gets me through when I'm feeling blue. And when I'm not with you, at night I see your silhouette, and life gets me through and I'm glad we met. The bottom of the ocean is a long, long way. There's so much of it to be discovered. Let's uncover all the sea's secrets. If it takes us 50 years, that sounds good to me. There's so much I want to tell you, so much I want to say. And if life is swings and roundabouts, then I want to be pushed by you and go around the longest ways and spend my days with you. And if I didn't know you, at night I wouldn't need to hold my pillow. Life gets me through when I'm feeling blue. And when I'm not with you, at night I see your silhouette, and life gets me through and I'm glad we met. Now it doesn't scare me to say how I feel. Now what scares me is not knowing when I see your face again. I feel the fire in my belly and I feel the weight of the world. You lift it off my shoulders so we share the load. I know you'll wait for me to come home. And if I didn't know you, at night I wouldn't need to hold my pillow. And life gets me through when I'm feeling blue. When I'm not with you, at night I see your silhouette, and life gets me through and I'm glad we met. Life gets me through and I'm glad we met. And your love gets me through and I'm glad we met. Nice.
Hey, that is so sweet. That is the sweetest songwriter, man. I can't handle that. The first time you hit that chorus about the holding your pillow, I was
Yeah.
like, no, dude. That's so cute.
Got to play and you're like, oh.
Yeah.
Oh, that was
That's
great.
awesome, man.
Thanks,
Hell
bro.
yeah.